Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a pattern roundup for you. I'm really excited. Reason being, I wanted to do a refresh of my Japanese knitting pattern roundup that I did over a year ago, I want to say. I think that's still my most popular video. If you haven't seen that first one, I'll link it somewhere, so just check it out. But I have a whole new set of patterns for you guys today, so super excited to share all of these with you. But before I continue with all of that, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives like us, and it has a really wide variety of topics. So whatever your creative interest is, there's going to be a class for you. Knitting is obviously my main creative hobby, but I think I said in my last video, I'm in a bit of a slump right now in terms of my kind of knitting mojo. So I've just gone on Skillshare to see, what other interests of mine have interesting classes. I've mentioned on the channel a few times I like gardening, and I found a really cool course, which is all about what you should do in your garden for every month of the year. And it kind of goes through from January all the way through. There's multiple suggestions on what to do each month. So an extremely comprehensive course. So, there's flowers that's starting to come up in my garden. So I'm feeling very inspired by this. So whatever your creative interest is, whatever mind space you're in right now, whether it is knitting, sewing, gardening, design, there are experts on Skillshare who will be able to help you grow and polish your skills and grow your knowledge as well. And that is why I'm thrilled to be partnering with Skillshare again this month. The first 500 people who use the link in my description box below will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get started today. Thanks again, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's get into the patterns. So before I get into this, I will have the names of all these patterns and the pattern designer on the screen, but I'll also have a link for the bundle in the description box below. So don't worry about writing anything down or anything. Okay, I think I mentioned in my last video about this that I feel like Japanese designers have a little more whimsy maybe, and this is a perfect example. This is the 11 T-Rex sweater by Mikiko Umemoto. Whimsy, hello. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love dinosaurs. I think this is so cute. And I would wear this myself. I know Knitting for Olive have their own dinosaur pattern. I like this better. It says, "Can I knit" on it? Isn't that adorable? I can't. This is so cute. Okay, so some information here. It is a fingering weight sweater. Looks like a US 2.5. So this is a project. This is a project, but it doesn't look too terribly oversized. So yes, it is beautiful. She is a new to me designer. I have not seen anything from her before, but yes, I am loving this. All right, now we get into another one of hers, which is the Pooh's Letter Sweater. Again, Mikiko Umemoto. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. The color of the sweater is perfect. The model is eating what looks like a honey sandwich. I have no words. It's adorable. And, there's something about, now that I've had kids, my kids have the cutest clothes. And I don't even have girls. I'm sure with girls, the stuff that they get in the store is adorable. I feel like designers put so much more effort into children's clothing. And I'm like, why do they not make these things in my size? I would wear these things. They're adorable. And this is giving me vibes like that, where it would be great for a kid. I would 100% wear this. It is a lace weight project, so bear that in mind, not for the faint of heart. But I think, again, if you think about the context of Japanese designers and the climate that they're knitting for, it is a much more humid climate than, most of the United States. I think maybe kind of the southeastern states maybe compare a little bit, but yeah, summertime in Japan, nobody's wearing knitwear, basically. But, generally their clothes tend to be much lighter, much airier. You're not getting as much kind of chunky stuff. Although I think there are a few patterns on the chunkier side in this bundle. But yeah, expect a lot more fingering, a lot more lace weight type patterns. Okay, and you guys know I'm feeling the color work lately. This is a pattern by Hitomi Sawada. It's the large triangle pullover, and it says with a wide fit. It does have a wide fit. There's something about this that just really drew my eye. You know, I'm not a round yoke person. If you followed me for a while, you know this. It's not a shape that I think works very well with my proportions, but I could be convinced for something like this. I mean, it's so funky and cool. And again, I feel like, you know, maybe you see something like this in some of the Nordic patterns, but I feel like this has a more modern look to it. Maybe it's the colors that they've chosen for the sample pictures, but yeah, this doesn't give me really Nordic vibes at all. It kind of gives, I don't know, maybe like mid-range designer, like kind of like not a theory. Theory doesn't really do stuff like this, but something like very, it looks expensive is what I'm trying to say. It looks expensive. It looks like it could be a designer piece from, you know, maybe All Saints or something, some cool store. And this is a worsted weight, so, you know, could be a little more doable than the first two I mentioned, but very cool and not your typical kind of traditionally Scandi looking round yoke pattern. So I like that a lot. Okay, let's stick to color work here. Hiroko Payne is the designer of this one, which is the Foxthoughts pullover. Oh boy. This is just stunning. This looks like a work of art to me, especially the color combo they've chosen here. There's a couple, so there's the hot pink and black combination and kind of a green toned. They're both stunning. I mean, I just, how people design these things is beyond me. It really is incredible. But yeah, this is a fingering weight project again. I believe this designer, she's actually based in Paris, if I'm not mistaken. So of Japanese origin, I believe, but yeah, based in Paris for now. Whew. I think I'm forgetting her name, but I do follow her. The wonderful lady who runs the channel Danish Musings, I think she just made this sweater. So if you're at all interested in this, go check out her channel, which I will also link below. Maybe I can find the exact episode. I think she finished this, and I don't know if that was a test knit or kind of she just bought the pattern on her own, but I think she did it in this color scheme too. It's kind of a pinky color. So, whew, beautiful. Very different again from the last color work project that I showed you guys, but this is cool. And not my typical style, but I would try to be cool enough to wear this, if you know what I mean. All right, now going into something more, I think this is more in the whimsy side of things again as well, very feminine looking. This is the Animato by Miki Teragaki. And again, the detailing on this is really lovely. Like if you zoom in on these pictures, just the detailing on the outside of the sleeve here with kind of, it looks like a smock stitch almost. There's the beautiful, almost floral motif on the front. The cuffs of the sleeve are done in a really intricate pattern. This just looks, oh, and it's a garter stitch. I didn't even see that in the first glance. That is interesting. So yeah, you have all this detail going on, and then the body, like the main body, the non-intricate parts are all garter. So that's really cool. I like that. Wow, it's different. It's very different. And looks like a split hem with the back slightly longer as well. Yeah, wow. Again, a worsted weight pattern, so not as much of a time commitment as some of the others I've mentioned. But yeah, this is beautiful. It's giving me a little bit of a Veronica Lindbergh kind of vibe, a bit, but I do see those kind of Japanese elements in there too. Wow, yeah, this is lovely. I think the color they chose for this is perfect too, kind of a neutral, beigey, natural color. Equally, I could see this working really well in maybe like a navy or something really dark. Yeah, this would be beautiful. Work appropriate too. I like it. It's very intricate, but not too crazy looking. Like if you want to wear this to a work meeting, I think it could totally work. Beautiful. All right, this one is interesting in its simplicity. I'll say that. This is the back yoke sweater by Noriko Ichikawa, and I'm not really sure how, I don't know how to describe this. It's almost like they took the idea of the saddle shoulder and made it the whole back, I think. Because I've definitely done the construction, I mean, I've done a lot of drop shoulders, right? Where you knit kind of a trapezoid, basically, for the back, kind of the back, like, without the arms attached. But this looks like you knit I think you knit a rectangle, and then unlike a saddle shoulder where it's sitting on your shoulders, it's on the back, and that becomes part of the sleeve pickup, I think. But, oh, and there's a number of options for the collar too, which is neat. So you can do sort of a higher collar, or there's the folded over one, which is cool. Very nice. A crop design, I think, which works quite well with that cool stripe at the top of knitting. So yeah, very cool. It's simple, but I think deceptively so. I feel like there's a lot going on with this construction, which could be really interesting. And this is a sport weight pattern, so not too thin of a gauge, I think, but yeah, it's beautiful. Really well styled too. And I think this is one you could dress up or down quite easily, which is nice. I think it looks very polished, but it could easily be, throw it on with just like casual pants or jeans or something, but could work well for work too, I think. Okay, here is an accessory. So this is the double knit scarf by Hello Higa Life, which is adorable. I know I've ragged on knitting scarves, and I don't want to knit any more scarves, but if I were to knit a scarf, it would be something, I think, along these lines, where there's just a little more going on than knitting a single rectangle. So this is it's got the double knitting, and I think I don't know how they've done it, but there's basically two slits, if you look at the pictures, where you pass the scarf through itself. So a very neat solution for those of us who don't want to wind a scarf 10 times around your neck and try to make it look nice every time. This could be a very elegant solution to that, and I think this would make a wonderful gift knit too. It's something quite unique, I think, but very usable. Like, everybody can use a scarf, but when you give a knitted scarf, it's like, okay, how many knitted scarves do you own, right? This, I think, is something very different. And also, they have a few, I don't know if this is a man styling it, but I think could work quite well for men too. In that, again, a lot of men I know at least don't want big bulky scarves kind of wrapped all around them. But something kind of that would fit under, say, an overcoat, like this could work really well. And they have a picture of that, actually. It's sort of under what looks like a trench coat, I think. Yeah, they're wearing a tie. So this looks really nice with suiting too. Beautiful. And it is a DK weight. The suggested yarn is Cardiff Cashmere Classic. So if you've knitted with that yarn before, it'll kind of give you an idea of where the gauge for this would kind of fall out. But I'm sure any DK weight yarn would be absolutely fine for this. Sticking with the scarves / accessories, this is Nicos Shawl and Scarf by Eri Shimizu. This gives me Burberry vibes, but like not beige, if you know what I mean. And not knocking Burberry. I think they make beautiful stuff, but it is a little bit one tone. This is fun. I think it is a commitment to knit this. It is a typical scarf, so it's long and looks like there's a bunch of color work going on. There's a couple sizes, meaning there's the scarf size, the shawl size, and it is lovely looking. Not sure if I will knit this anytime soon, because my ban on scarves and blankets is kind of still probably in place, I think. Oh, and it says it's a light fingering weight. So if you're a fast knitter, I dare you to challenge yourself with this one. Back and forth knitting on a scarf, light fingering weight. Do it and come back to me. But I will admire this for now. I think it's a stunning pattern. If somebody gifted this to me, I would be thrilled and impressed at how much time and effort they'd put into it. I don't know if that's in my... I don't know if I've got the brain power and capacity and patience to do this right now, but it is beautiful looking. One that I could potentially see myself doing, and this is a fingering weight pattern as well. This is the Aika by Megumi Shinagawa. This is one I could see myself like setting it as a challenge for myself. And it is basically looks like all over lace, which is not my forte, but again, it's got that airy sort of vibe, which I think people in Japan love, and I increasingly love as well as I move into transitional seasons and just need a little bit more breathability from my knitwear. And this is definitely something that is missing from my wardrobe in general. I have a lot of summer stuff, which is just, summer stuff. It's like t-shirts like this one and light things. And then I have a gigantic wardrobe of very heavy winter things and not a whole lot in between. So this could occupy that space quite nicely, I think. and just has a really beautiful lace pattern to it. I could see myself wearing this with a little camisole underneath, or I mean, honestly, even just a bra, like whatever. For work, I would never have my bra showing, obviously, but I think if I were wearing this casually, I would go out with just a black bra or something underneath and wouldn't really think twice about it. And you could do it in a dark color too, you know, and kind of mix and match that a little bit. But yeah, it's cool. I think it's really fun. And the way they've styled it here is great too. Look at this. This is so cute. And I love the name. So this is called Compto Candy. Compto, I'm trying to describe this. I'll see if I can find a picture so you can see. They're like little tiny, basically like they look like stars, like little shooting stars. And they're just sugar. It's like little multicolored sugar candies. And they sell them at festivals and, you know, for kids. I am firmly in the camp of, I don't care if it's for kids, I'm going to have some myself. So, but this does look exactly like that. So, you know, maybe I need to rethink my scarf band, because clearly I am gravitating towards scarves. There's like 3 of them in this bundle. So perhaps my brain is telling me something, but how cute is this? And I think this is great for what I have a lot of, which is just little bits of scrap that are not enough to, say, do a full colorwork project with. But, you know, if you were doing a couple repeats on this scarf, maybe, right? It is so cute. I'm trying to look at what kind of stitch this is. Let me see if it says in here. Okay, it doesn't say what kind of stitch. It just says a stitch pattern repeated over 4 rows. So looks like it should be pretty simple, but it's just so pretty. I love this. I think it's so happy looking. It makes me happy to look at. So I am maybe gravitating a lot towards these types of patterns for inspiration, because I am feeling a little, you know, a little burnt out on some of the knitting stuff I've been doing, and a little bit of a slump. So this is a very welcome addition to my favorites list. And let me know if you've made this one. It is so cute. I love it. All right, if you like that one and you don't want to do a scarf, I'm here for you, non-scarf people. This is Candy, and it is by Emiko Oga, DK weight pattern, and it is taking that kind of theme and putting it in sweater format. So looks like it's most of the body that's done in this repeating color work. Let's see. It's 3 colors here. No reason you couldn't do more, if you ask me, if the colors all go together. And the rest of the pattern looks like it's, is this a drop stitch? It actually doesn't say if it's a drop stitch or not, but kind of an interesting textured pattern. So yes, similar concept in a sweater format. I love this too. Very, very cute. And like I said, DK weight, so not too terribly daunting, I think. Here's another one which looks very simple, but I like the elegance of this. This is the Sea Sweater by Yuko Shimizu. And again, I think it's all in the details. So you've got a split hem here, but there's buttons on it, which drew my eye. And it's, so I don't like fully ribbed patterns, but this has, I think, enough space between the ribbing that it wouldn't drive me crazy, and gives a really, I don't know what the right word for this is. I said elegant. It's not exactly the word I'm looking for. I feel like it's a very timeless design, as in, I could see my mother wearing this, you know, 30 years ago. I could see myself wearing this now. I could see myself wearing it in 30 years. Very classic looking. Looks like a drop shoulder design. And I'm trying to see if the collar has buttons too, or if that's just her earrings. I think that's her earrings. So yeah, the buttons are on the sides, on the split hem there, which it's beautiful. And I love the color again that they've chosen, this cream color. Really nice. And let's see, it's an Aran. Okay, it's an Aran weight. So, hey, you could knit this up pretty quick, I think. That would be nice. Excellent. Yeah, we love to see it. Okay, so we've got everything from lace to Aran in this bundle. I did not do that intentionally. Complete coincidence, but there you go. There's something for everybody here. Moving into smaller garments, here is the King Harvest Vest by Kukiko Inoue. And this is, I think, a nice take on the slip-over trend that has been raging for a couple of years now. So looks like a brioche stitch. Okay, I was going to say half fisherman's rib, but no, the description says brioche. This is an Aran weight again, so got some Aran weight yarn lying around, this might be one for you. And it's got the bows, it's got the pockets, the kind of shoulder detailing on the back is beautiful. Styled it with a collared shirt or something. I mean, or t-shirt, honestly, with anything. This is very beautiful. What yarn has she used here? This is a Daruma yarn. I've never used this before. Wool, though. But it's lovely. Really cute. I'm a big fan. I'm getting into the vests right now. I'm really into vests. I haven't done any brioche, though. So I might want to practice my brioche first before I tackle something like this, but this is pretty. Okay, a couple left here. This is the Scallop Yolk by Mikiko Umemoto. Again, so pretty. It's so cute. I love this. It is, again, it's a round yoke. Maybe I just need to make, okay, so scarves and round yokes. Maybe I need to make those work for me again because I gave up on the round yokes maybe too quickly. I don't know. There are a lot of beautiful round yoke patterns, and I feel like I'm closing part of the market off to myself by not exploring those, even though the last ones I did not work for me. Maybe it's time to try again. We'll see. But this is adorable. Again, for if you have awkward quantities of yarn left from other projects, I think this could be a good way to use those up. I like the colors they've chosen. I would love to see also like a gradient could be really cool. So if you've got a couple different shades of one color, go from lightest to darkest or vice versa. It's fun. It's simple, but I feel it could still be really engaging and interesting while you work through that yoke. Last but not least, Poplar by Ayano Tanaka. So the botanical's really coming out here, right? Look at how tree-like this looks. And the green they chose. Ooh, it is beautiful. I'm really impressed. It is, oh boy, it is a light fingering weight. And, oh, but it's garter. Okay, so it's a garter stitch. All right, so there you go, there's that. It's a garter stitch all over, and it's worked in pieces and seamed. So yeah, actually the garter works quite well for that, instead of doing stockinette. So maybe it's not as daunting as it seems, but this is very beautiful, and I would do this in a green because I love this green color. Maybe like the Knitting for Olive Clover green, if they have that in the merino. I feel like this is close to that. So yeah, beautiful. So that's it, guys. That was my bundle number 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take a look through my bundle if you liked any of these. I will say some of them have English pattern translations, others do not. But these days with Google Translate and AI, making strides every day, I feel like you could probably muddle through some of these patterns if you needed to, especially ones that have charts. So make of that what you will, but I am feeling quite inspired by a lot of these, which is great because I explained in my last video, I've been feeling a little low on inspiration lately, so it is nice to look at some bright, happy, beautiful things and feel like, oh, I could potentially make some of those, even things like scarves that I have vowed never to make again. So hey, if it's inspiring me to make scarves, it must be doing something right. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again to my sponsor Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you as always for tuning in. Any comments, suggestions, ideas, thoughts, put them down below. Love to hear from you guys. Stay tuned for the next one, guys. Bye for now.